Hey, it's KB, and I love movies. I'm back for another one of the challenges put out by Huck from Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. The last one I did was all my favorite actors. This time, I'm going to focus on favorite actresses. Just like I did the last time before I start with my pile of 25 or 26, or how many are here, I'm going to give a honorable mention shout out to those who didn't make the list. So we have Viola Davis, Keke Palmer, I don't have Nope yet, Halle Berry, Cate Blanchett, Amy Adams, great actress, ScarJo, Scarlett Johansson, Rachel McAdams, Angelina Jolie, Alicia Vikander. We also have Penelope Cruz, Naomi Watts, hey Bob, Rachel Weisz. We have Sigourney Weaver, could have easily picked Aliens, but wanted to go a different route. Jessica Chastain, great actress. Jodie Foster, one of my favorites from back in the day, Silence of the Lambs, great. Jennifer Connelly, great actress. Julia Roberts, Anne Hathaway, Cicely Tyson, and for all you haters out there, Florence Pugh and Brie Larson. Stop the hate, it's unnecessary. Anyway, going to get into my 25 now, and even if you're not a sports fan, you may have heard about this. I got to start off with my girl, Nia Long. Nia. I'm feeling for her right now, if you can't tell. But if I'm talking Nia Long, I don't know why it took me so long to see this movie, but you got to go with Love Jones. Great performance. I've watched this, 3 times since I got it, and I only got it this year. So that's to tell you how great she is in that performance. After that, we're going to go to someone I fell in love with their acting performances when she was 8, 10, 8. I think she was even younger than that. I'm talking about Drew Barrymore. And first I was just going to go for the low-hanging fruit and pick E.T., but then I thought, this is so good. Her and Adam Sandler are so good in this. They're also good in Wedding Singer, but couldn't find my copy of that. To continue, next person I have is Bette Davis. Anytime I see Bette Davis on TCM, I usually stop what I'm doing to watch her movies. And one of my favorites is All About Eve. Great performance. She's not the lead character, even though the Academy saw her that way. The person in the blurry part of the screen was. And yeah, she took it all from Anne Baxter. So this was her movie without it being her movie. She was the biggest star at the time. A name that you may be unfamiliar with is Charlotte Rampling. She's an actress. She normally plays character roles, bit parts, whatever you want to call them. But she's had a career since the mid-60s, I want to say. Most recently, she's done movies such as 45 Years, and I just love anything that she's in. And she was also in Angel Heart. So she played a pretty good role in this movie, very captivating. So for Charlotte Rampling, I would watch Angel Heart. Natalie Portman, The Mighty Thor. Could have pulled a lot of different movies. I was surprised to see how many of them I actually had, but I'm going with Annihilation. She's great in this. Actually, all the women in this would be a good ensemble cast choice here, because everyone in here does a great acting performance. But a lot of people say they don't like this movie, they don't understand it. Watch it again. It's a great movie. Charlize Theron, Furiosa, or you could say The Italian Job. But for me, every time she's fighting in this movie, the choreography is great. She does a great job. She is a total badass in this. I love this movie. Zoe Saldana is next. I was going to pick one of the new Star Trek movies, but realizing that I also have the favorite directors coming up, I wanted to be selective with it. So I went for Gamora in Avengers Infinity War. to see what she goes through in this movie is kind of sad. So it's memorable and it's a major part of the movie for me. A young actress that I'm into is Lily James. Most recently, she portrayed Pamela Anderson in the Hulu miniseries, but my favorite performance of hers is definitely Baby Driver. I love her in this as Deborah. And every time I say the name, I think of her. Next, we have the great Angela Bassett. What's Love Got to Do with It is definitely one that I think of, her role as Tina Turner in the biopic. But with Wakanda Forever coming out, I'd be remiss if I didn't point her out in Black Panther as the Queen Mother. She's awesome in this. She's awesome in everything she does, but I liked her in Black Panther. And since I didn't use it for Chadwick or for Michael B. Jordan, I'm going to use it for Angela Bassett. Next, we have Regina King. And if you've seen this movie, you remember her line that she says in this movie. If not, she has a bit part in Boys in the Hood. And young Regina King from 227 grew up a little bit and she showed up in this movie. That's all I'll say about that. If you know the line, put it in the comments because it's a good one. Julianne Moore, my friend Christian, his biggest actress crush. I watched this movie just the other day with my daughter, and it reminded me of how great of a performer she is. And including this one, she was great in Children of Men. Another movie I totally love. Great movie if you've never seen it before. Great movie. Watch the camera. It doesn't always follow the actors in the movie. Sometimes it pans over to the side, kind of like you would if you were passing by someone in the street or something. Little things that pick up that make this movie great. Talking about great, we have the great Kerry Washington. When you think of Kerry Washington, do you think of a TV show or do you think of her in Django? Broomhilda. What a name. What an actress. Emily Blunt. I already used A Quiet Place when I was doing the A through Z. A lot of us did. We don't have a lot of cues. So for Emily Blunt, I was going to pull Devil Wears Prada, but I didn't for some reason. And now that I'm thinking about it, Meryl Streep is my favorite actress, and I didn't pull anything for Meryl Streep. So shout out to Meryl Streep. You get your own special shout out. But for Emily Blunt, I went with Edge of Tomorrow. She's great in this. She does a lot of great action moves in this too. So, and I think she outperforms Tom in some way. Next up, we have Dame Helen Mirren. Another actress that has been around for a while. If any of you are familiar with her work in the 80s, she was in the very excellent gangster film called Long Good Friday. And for this movie, she was the only redeeming part of the movie to me. I'm not going to say anything about this movie, but yes, Dame Helen Mirren. Excellent. Anything you want to do, I will watch you. Jamie Lee Curtis. This time I went for low-hanging fruit. Of course. But Jamie Lee is great in a lot of things, including Knives Out. I like her in that too. And The Fog. Could have picked that too. I got that downstairs. Moving on. We have Margot Robbie. If anybody knows Margot Robbie, please tell her to get in touch with my friend Sav, who's doing a film called I Love You, Margot Robbie. And it would be really good if Margot Robbie showed up in the film. Until then, we get to enjoy her in I, Tonya. I was going to pick something else, and then I was like, no, this is a good movie. And she does a great job in this. Someone who does great jobs in almost anything she's in, whether it's TV commercials or movies, is Jennifer Gardner. And for Jennifer Gardner, I was thinking about it, looking around, and I found this busted up version on my shelf that I need to get fixed or replaced of her in Love, Simon. She plays his mom and it's so endearing. It's so endearing. They have a little scene between her and the main character, and it's like, I want everybody's mom to be like this. So loving, so endearing. I did Will Smith on the last one, so let's cover his wife, his lovely wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. And at the time, she was just Jada Pinkett when she was in Menace to Society. I wouldn't say it's her best performance, but it's one of the better performances. And this is a really, really good movie. So, and a really, really good Criterion too. If you're looking to get a Criterion 4K, that's one to get. What can I say about Kathy Bates? So good. So good. So many memorable moments in Misery. And I could have picked a lot of different movies, but this is the classic right here. This is everything. Somehow heartbreak feels great in a place like this. We have Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge. I probably ruined that line as much as I hear it at AMC. I should know it by heart. But yeah, her performance as Satine made me want to get a Blu-ray player to get this movie. And I don't even think it was out on Blu-ray yet. But I wanted a Blu-ray player to see her on the screen in Moulin Rouge. Just a fantastic performance. Talking about fantastic performances, we have Audrey Hepburn, who's fantastic in almost everything she does, especially My Fair Lady. Love this movie. We sometimes quote it around the house, little things like Henry Higgins. Jennifer Lawrence is next, and couldn't decide which way to go, so I took the cheap way out. If you've seen it, you know why I picked this. Moving on, we had Audrey. Let's talk about Katharine Hepburn. This one is for Tim. Tim Talks Talkies. You know I had to pick this. Summertime. Great movie. Very enjoyable. Brings a smile to your face. Someone who brings a smile to my face based on her acting is a young actress named Anya Taylor-Joy. And if you talk to Anya Taylor-Joy, you better be talking about her performance in The Witch. Great movie. Surprising movie, have to say. Very surprising. So good. It wasn't the first Robert Eggers film that I watched, but when I did see it, I immediately wanted to see it again, and I immediately wanted to own it. I mentioned Meryl Streep as my favorite actress. I would say this next person is the one that mesmerizes me with her acting performances the most, and it could be based on her stark beauty, and that is Princess Grace Kelly. Since I pulled my whole set of Hitchcock movies the last time, I could only pull this or maybe Dial M for Murder, but To Catch a Thief, if you know me, I don't ever call it that. It is called Chicken and Beer. Watch a movie, understand why. So that's my 25. And the only thing I have left is an ensemble pick. And for the ensemble pick, I went a little left of center. For this, I'm going to choose Crazy Rich Asians. Now you might say, there's men in this. That's okay. Every one of the female performances in this, excellent. We have Constance Wu. We have Gemma Chan, who's in Don't Worry, Darling. We have Lisa Liu. We have Awkwafina. We have the wonderful Michelle Yeoh, who I should have picked for Everything Everywhere All at Once because Police Story hasn't come in yet. And we also have Sonoya Mizuno. She's Japanese. She was the dancing robot in Ex Machina. She also plays Nasaria in House of the Dragon, the new Game of Thrones show. So that's it. Those are my choices for favorite actresses. Of course, there's other ones that I could have picked. Those are my picks. Leave your comments of your favorite actresses or the actresses that I picked and movies that you like them in. And shout out again to Meryl Streep because you deserve two of them. So the next one will probably be favorite directors sometime next week whenever Huck decides to announce it. Until then, peace out.